Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the AJ Bell Stadium here in Salford for today's Super 8's qualifiers match between the Salford Red Devils and the Featherstone Rovers. Quick rundown of the team news for you, first of all, starting with the Salford team. At full back is number 1, Niall Evolds. In the three quarters, number 5 is Daniel Vido. Number 33 is Josh Jones. Number 4 is Junior Sow. And number 3 is Josh Griffin. In the half-backs, number 14 is Gareth O'Brien. And number 7, the captain, is Michael Dobson. In the front row, number 35 is Luke Burgess. He'll be alongside number 10, George Griffin. And in between those two, number 9 is Logan Tompkins. In the second row this afternoon, number 11, Ben Murdoch-Masai. Number 12 is Wella Haraki. And the loose forward, number 13, is Mark Flanagan. In the bench for the Red Devils, number 16 is Olsey Kresnicki. Number 15 is Adam Warren. Number 6 is Robert Louis. And number 8 is Craig Kopchak. Changes for Rovers from the match against Batley. 1 enforced change sees the withdrawal of Bradley Tagg. He's suspended today. Back in from suspension, though. Into the second row comes John Davies. Couple of positional changes as well. Ian Hardman moves back from centre to full-back. And Danny Craven, who was at full-back... Sorry, Ian Hardman moves from full-back to centre, sorry. And Danny Craven, who was at full-back. Then Danny Craven moves into the half-backs. The Rovers line up then. At full-back is number 1, Danny Craven. In the three quarters, number 2 is James Duckworth. Number 15 is Ian Hardman. Number 4 is Missy Talapapa. And number 5 is Luke Briscoe. So Jamie Foster drops to the bench from last time out. In the halves, number 6, Kyle Briggs, back from injury. And number 7, Anthony Thackeray. In the front row, number 8 is Darryl Griffin. Number 32 is Jordan Baldwinson. In between those two, number 23 is Andy Ellis. In the second row, number 39 is Josh Walters, who comes in for Tim Spears. And number 17 is Jack Ormondroyd, who moves from loose forward to second row today. And the loose forward is number 12, John Davies. On the bench for Rovers, number 19 is Sam Day, 20 Luke Cooper, 11 Steve Snitch, 27 is Jamie Foster. Today's match referee is Chris Campbell. A sunny, if not blustery, day here at the AJBL Stadium. Good afternoon, Joanne.
Afternoon.
And your thoughts on the team news, first of all?
Well, it's good to have John Davies back, isn't it? That's the first thing that I would say. Very good to have him back. We've got a Griffin triple here today. An interesting thing with Darryl Griffin playing against his two brothers on the Salford team in Josh Griffin and George Griffin. And just having a look there, Danny Craven in at full-back. It's his 99th career game over a mixture of clubs. And he's played plenty for Featherstone Rovers this season. Only ever present is Jack Ormondroyd. He's the only player for Featherstone Rovers this season to step out in that Featherstone Rovers shirt in every game. Just a few stats for you. The last time that we met Salford was 20th of July 2008. And the result then was 30-30. So not sure if we'll get that kind of result today. But who knows, because the Leigh score yesterday was certainly a high-scoring game and almost was a draw. And in that game in 2008, there was a certain Anthony Thackeray playing for Featherstone Rovers in his first loan spell for the club. It is the 70th meeting between these two teams. Featherstone have won 30 of the previous 69. They've lost 36 and drawn 3, so not many draws in there. The last time that we did beat Salford was at Post Office Road in February 1995, and we beat them away in the Challenge Cup. And the last time that we beat them, last time that we beat Salford at Post Office Road was 2003, 18, 16 in the league. The last time we beat them at the old Salford ground, the Willows, was in 1995 in the Challenge Cup, and that was on the 26th of February. Of course, we've never played at the AJ Bell Stadium before, Featherstone Rovers, so it's a new ground for us all today. We're up high in the gods here doing the commentary, so hopefully we'll be able to see the players' shirts. I mean, obviously we can recognise the Featherstone Rovers players, but some of the Salford ones we might struggle with, so bear with us. But it's a fantastic view, and as Ben's just mentioned, it's a very blustery day, and I noticed when they were warming up, a few of the Featherstone players were putting those high kicks in warming up, so whether there'll be some high kicks put in, because it certainly will swirl once it catches hold of this wind.
Just looking down this Salford team, you know, a lot of people will say Salford may be in a false position only in these qualifiers due to the fact they had the points deducted. But they're so dangerous across the park of Salford. You look from 1 to 17 almost, you've got threats in the halfbacks with O'Brien and Dobson. You've got the likes of Luke Burgess out here as well. Just what can the Rovers players take from playing against the players of calibre of people like Luke Burgess?
Well, like I say, when you look down that team, you've got Logan Tompkins. He's no slouch, isn't Logan, at hooker. You've got Willa Haraki in the second row, another good player, and Craig Kopchak's on the bench. There's lots of famous names in the world of rugby league in this, and obviously Michael Dobson, the captain, at scrum half. I think Featherstone are getting a lot of experience playing against Super League teams, just as Featherstone Rovers come out on the pitch now. They're getting a lot of experience of playing these teams, and I think John Sharp said when we've interviewed him pre and post match about the fact that it does Featherstone good to have this experience in the middle eights. Okay, the results haven't been great in terms of the number of points shipped against us. However, we're looking to build for next year, and when we will be in the middle eights next year, that is the plan. And when we are there, we'll have a better experience and we'll be more ready for it. It's a very big learning curve for the Featherstone Rovers players, these middle eights at the moment, and that's what we're experiencing at the minute. We're hoping that we'll put on a better performance today. Featherstone Rovers out there already set. They haven't lined up against the Salford flag, and this is what I mean. They're inexperienced in these middle eights.
It does look like Rovers are going to get first use of the ball. They're going to be playing from right to left by the looks of it. They have already set up. Mr. Campbell, today's match referee, he's made a big impact this season as Chris Campbell. Coming into the game, he's refereed at the highest level in the British game, and he's certainly made his mark in the officials' ranks, hasn't he?
He has, yeah, he has. There's quite a few referees. We lost quite a number last year, so it's been in the press, hasn't it? But there's a lot of young referees coming through, and I think what we've got to do is support as they do come through the structure. Hopefully we'll have a game that will help us support him.
Kick-off is taken by Thackeray. Here's that first drive in then for Rovers. Apologies if we do get some of the players wrong. We are, like I say, feels like miles away from the action. Here's Jordan Baldwinson, though. Andy Ellis waits. He moves that ball in field to Briggs. Briggs moves it out wide again to Ormondroyd. Good defence there from the Red Devils. Rovers just outside their own 40. Ball swung in field again. Briggs through the hands he goes. Here goes Thackeray. Show and go from Thackeray. Thackeray through a gap. Finds Talapapa. Talapapa's got support inside. Rovers are the over. Yes, they are! What a dream start for Featherstone Rovers. Absolutely outstanding effort from the base of the play of the ball. The ball swung out from Kyle Briggs to Anthony Thackeray. Thackeray through and go. Brilliant through a gap. pace down that left-hand edge. A ball inside to Talapapa. Talapapa drew his man. And then the pass inside, I couldn't see who it was, so. But Rovers are over inside the first minute, just to the left of the sticks. A dream start, Joanne. Salford Red Devils 0. Featherstone Rovers 4. We've got less than 90 seconds gone.
Well, yeah, it was a start that we absolutely dreamed of, like you say. Kickoff came from Salford, Featherstone taking it up as they usually do. All of a sudden, Anthony Thackeray found this gap and put Missy Talapapa through, and he was through. And excellent support play, wasn't it, by Featherstone Rovers to go over under the sticks. And Kyle Briggs is going to tee up this kick. He should get this to make it 6-0 early door. So that's 6-0 with 2 minutes gone.
A dream start then for Featherstone Rovers. And one of the big things that John Sharp will have wanted as well today, after such a dream start, it's important for Rovers to get a bit of doubt in the minds of the Salford Red Devils. They've only won one game in these qualifiers. There's a deeper kick-off this time. Oh, and Talapapa and Luke Briscoe make a mess of that one. It's knocked on by Talapapa, so Rovers not able to follow it up. That'll be a major disappointment to John Sharp. And now it's a case of seeing how this Rovers defence looks. So the Red Devils then, they need something now just to give them a bit of confidence back. So here are our Salford team then. Logan Tompkins waits, he'll move that ball left. Here's an attack for the Red Devils then off the back of that Rovers mistake. Good defence from Rovers, though, keeping them out. Tompkins comes in field again. Dobson, through the hands it comes. Here's Evolds. Evolds for the gap. But excellent defence from Featherstone Rovers there to keep the Salford team out. Here are Salford again now on the charge with Ben Murdoch-Messiah. Tompkins, through the hands it goes. Here's Dobson. Dobson spins it out wide. But look at that defence from Rovers. Here's Evolds though. Evolds dancing and ducking, but Rovers just get there. Here's the last tackle now. He goes left. Oh, those Red Devils are over though. Rovers just couldn't wrap up the defence. Oh, hang on a minute. Yes, it is given. I thought for a split second the referee wasn't going to give that one. But the Red Devils have hit straight back. Been an exciting first 5 minutes. A lot to talk about with Joanne in a minute. But the Salford Red Devils have hit back with their first attack. And it's Salford 4, Featherstone Rovers 6, with a kick to come. Joanne's frantically trying to update Twitter and our score sheet. At the same time, it's Haraki who scored for Salford then. Or has just been announced as a scorer. I'll come to Joanne when she's caught up with everything.
Yeah, it's been a wow of a 5 minutes, hasn't it? So Jordan Baldwinson getting that first try for Featherstone Rovers. Excellent backing up from that try. It was a great move from Anthony Thackeray, and Missy Talapapa went through, passed to Andy Ellis, and then Ellis managed to get the ball to Baldwinson. So absolutely superb start. That was all undone then from the kickoff when the ball was spilled. And that ensuing set of 6 has seen Wella Haraki go over, almost made it through that set of 6, did Featherstone with their defence intact, but But Wella Haraki, I mentioned in pre-game, he's a strong player, and the Featherstone Rovers defender just couldn't wrap him up. So we've got nearly 6 minutes played here. It's 6 points apiece, and Featherstone going to take the kick-off towards Salford now once we're waiting for a tee to come on the field, and it has done now. This ball going to be kicked off. It's a long one over to the right. It's deep. It's, I think that's a 20-metre restart because the Salford player had his leg over the line. Oh, it's a penalty for going out on the full. Because the Salford player caught the ball, it was a very deep kickoff, as I said. The ball was caught out on the full, but the Salford player had his leg on the line as he caught it out on the full. So I don't agree with that rule myself. I think it's a terrible rule, but it's there at the minute. So it's actually a penalty to Salford. So from that deep kickoff, made an error, and Salford putting the pressure on us again, 20 metres away from the Featherstone Rovers line.
George Griffin with the drive there for the Red Devils. Here goes Tompkins. Moves that ball in field. It's Luke Burgess. He's held up just short. Logan Tompkins waits. He swings it out wide to Dobson. Dobson to Evels, dancing through. But Rovers defence holds tight on that occasion. Joss Walters in that tackle. Dobson again now. Here's Mark Flanagan. Here's the last tackle for Rovers. Can they hold out? Dobson's going to dink one over the top. That's not back, is it? Oh, it's another try for the Red Devils. 2 quick tries for the Salford Red Devils. The kick over the top was floated out wide by Dobson, knocked back by a Salford player, and picked up by the Red Devils, who dropped over the line. And Salford hit the front. And it's Junior Sow who's picked the ball up and gone over. So neither side really able to stop an attack on their own line at the moment. It's first of all the Rovers who scored off their first track. The Salford team have had 2 tries, 2 attacks on the Rovers line, scored off both. I think it's nigh levels with the kicking tee for Salford. Successful with his first kick of the afternoon. So here comes the kick. It is successful. So Salford hit the front. We've had 3 tries in 9 minutes here. It's now Salford 12, Featherstone Rovers 6. So Rovers. Gareth O'Brien, it was with the conversion, I do apologise. So here's the kick-off again. Again, it's deep, but Salford almost make a mess of that themselves. But they have retrieved it, and here's that first drive in. Rovers now just need a good defensive set, keep the discipline. Pin the Red Devils back here. That's a good drive in, though, by Salford. A scoop from Acton half, and that's worked out left. Away from 2, but Rovers defence man's up. And they're on the Salford 40 now. Dobson with an inside pass, and there's another break on. Through the hands it goes. Ball's worked out wide. With Josh Jones now. And there's a kick on the last by O'Brien. It's a good kick. Can Rovers take this one? No, they can't. It's an inside pass. Why that pass was made, I don't know. Salford surely had a clear run to the line then. For mine, it was picked up by, I think, Josh Jones. who looked to me to have a clear run to the line, but passed inside and the ball went to ground. As it is, though, the knock-on was by Rovers, so it's Salford head and feed. We've had 10 minutes gone here at the AJ Bell Stadium. Salford Reds 12, Featherstone Rovers 6. And what a 10 minutes it's been, Joanne.
Certainly has, yeah. It's had it all, has it? There's not been much play in the middle of the park. It's been at either end, and in the last few minutes, it's mainly been down at the Featherstone end. Not dealing with those kicks very well on the last. That's the second time that we have spilled a kick on the last. Gareth O'Brien put that ball up that time, and we were unable to cover it over there. I think it's over on James Duckworth's wing, and that's twice now the ball was spilled. So it was given first knock on the few metres away from the line now. Salford, with Daniel Vido just taking it in on this right hand side. Probably got a couple of tackles left in this set of 6. As I've said that, John Davies caught line on in the ruck, so it's another penalty to Salford. That's the second of the game, and they'll take that. So it's another set of 6 that Featherstone have to endure in their own 10 metres.
Ball's worked out left again by the Salford Red Devils. But good defence by Rovers on that occasion just to keep them out. Swung in field, here's Dobson now. Dobson moves that in field again, but good defence from Rovers. Holding out at the moment. That ball swung in field again with Dobson. Dobson finds his O'Brien. And that's a great tackle there. Dobson again, he's wrapped up this occasion, but a loose hand has managed to get the ball out to Jones. Josh Jones, has he got that down? He has, you know. Really disappointing defence from Featherstone Rovers. On this near side, the ball found its way to Josh Jones. There were 2 men on him. Talapapa was there, Davis was there. Neither able to hold him up, though. So it's another try for the Red Devils. And with barely 13 minutes played here, it's already Salford Red 16. Featherstone Rovers 6. And that try to Jordan Baldwinson seems a long time ago now, Joanne.
Certainly does, doesn't it? Yeah, we're getting really excited with that first score, and I don't think we've had the ball since, have we? You know, and it's all due to not dealing with the kicks on the last tackle. There's twice where we've not dealt with those. First time led to a try, second time led to another set of 6, and then we were penalised for not clearing the ruck, and when we were getting towards the end of that set of 6, so that was another set of 6 for Salford. And to be honest, when they get in near the Featherstone line, they're just looking a little bit too strong at the moment. Josh Jones did have tacklers round him there, but he's a big guy, is Josh, and he just forced himself over that line and got him the ball in the right position to be able to put it down on the turf. O'Brien with not an easy kick, though. It is out on this right hand side, so just a metre or so in from this right hand touchline, so he's just eyeing up the post at the moment. See if he pops this over or not. It's curling in though. No, it looks as though it's going to kill it. It looks as though it was well wide. That's how blustery it is today. Looked to be going well wide, and it curled in at the last moment, but it didn't curl in quite enough, so that conversion attempt was unsuccessful. So 12-point game. It's a 10-point game at the moment. It's Salford Red Devils 16, Featherstone Rovers 6 after 14 minutes of play, and Featherstone in this familiar of taking the kick off. It's going over to the right again. It's another deep one. They're going for that sun. The sun is in the Salford players' eyes, so it is a ploy to force the mistake from Salford, but they've dealt it well with it, and they're making ground, and they've broken the tackles down there on that left-hand side. It's Junior Sow that broke the tackle, and he's got over the halfway line, and there comes the penalty for lifting the leg there as well. So not only did Junior Sow make those metres up the field over the halfway line, broke through the Featherstone line of defence, but his leg was caught at the last minute as he was trying to get up to play the ball. So Salford, this is relentless, this, isn't it, Ben? They've got another set of 6 inside the Featherstone 20-30 metre area.
Indeed they have, and here come the Salford team again with O'Brien. O'Brien finds Evels out wide, and again The Red Devils are over. It was Anthony Thackeray this time who couldn't complete the tackle. And Salford Red Devils are running riot at the moment. The ball worked out wide, again through the hands. It went through the hands of Niall Evans. Evans drew his winger, and that drew his man. Found Daniel Vido on the wing, tight to the touchline. Anthony Thackeray came across, but couldn't get the tackle in. And once again, Salford Red Devils find themselves over the line. It's getting worse, from bad to worse for Featherstone at the minute. We've been playing 15 minutes and 10 seconds, and it's already Salford Red Devils 20, Featherstone Rovers 6. So Gareth O'Brien has the ball in hand. I'll come to Joanne in a minute. Right-footed kicker O'Brien, so it is the wrong side for him. Again, uses the wind. Again, it's gone the wrong side of the uprights, so 4 tries for the Red Devils, only 2 converted, just the 1 converted try for Rovers. And with 16 minutes gone here in the first half, what a 16 minutes it's been. Frenetic, fast-paced, tries scored, and it's Salford Red Devils 20. Featherstone Rovers 6. So Craven takes another kick off. Bit more central this time, but it is taken. And here come the Red Devils again now. Down this right-hand side now. That's a great drive from Murdoch Masali. And here are the Red Devils on halfway now. Dobson swung it out wide. Rovers going for the intercept, couldn't make it. It's out left now. Here come the Red Devils again. And they're still going at Salford. 20 metres out. Tackle still in the bag. Dobson now. O'Brien inside pass. That's nearly an obstruction. He ran into George Griffin there. Tompkins to Dobson again. Dobson with a pass out wide, but Rovers able to wrap the Red Devils up on that occasion. Here's the last tackle. Dobson puts the kick across. Rovers are able to defend it. That's great take from Rovers. The ball's come loose though. And it's a knock on. I was just about to say to you then, Joanne, as that ball looked to have been taken by Briscoe, that'll give Rovers some psychological momentum at least to have defended a complete set, come up with the ball, and then just as they do that, the ball knocked on, and the Red Devils have yet another set of 6 on the Rovers 20.
Just seems as though Featherstone Rovers just can't get hold of this ball at the moment. It is relentless, this red tide against us. Salford here in our own 20. Yet again, the ball goes out to the left, and that's another try for Salford. Another try. It could be the second try there for Junior Sow, I do believe, out there on that left-hand side. So it's bad news here at AJ Bell Stadium. After 21 minutes of play. Yeah, it's after 20 minutes of play. Junior Sow gets that second try, making it 24 points to 6 to Salford, and there's still a kick to come. It's over on the left-hand side this time, but as Ben was saying, it was good to complete a set of defensive 6 without Salford scoring. Luke Briscoe took the ball in the air from a Dobson kick, which was him and O'Brien have been peppering us with those kicks on the last. Luke Briscoe took it, but then the ball came free when he was in the tackle on the floor. It was deemed it was a knock-on. We couldn't really see how that ball had come out from where we are. But it was bad news for Featherstone, that, because it meant that Salford had another set of 6. And it's something that Featherstone have prided themselves on this year has been the defensive stint close to the line, but they're just being peppered at the moment, aren't they, Ben?
It's just a real onslaught from the Salford team. O'Brien has kicked that goal, and we've got 20 minutes gone here in the first half at the AJ Bell Stadium. A quarter of the game gone, and if the scoring stays the way it is, this is going to be another heavy defeat for the Rovers. Rovers with a lot of work to do. They need to tighten this defence up somehow. It's Salford Red Devils 26, Featherstone Rovers 6. There's the kick-off. Taken easily enough, and oh, there's a mistake from Salford. Oh, Rovers have got an opportunity now. An unforced mistake. It really was. The kickoff was taken. I couldn't see who knocked the ball on. But that first drive in, the ball put to ground. And Rovers now with a great opportunity. And even if they don't score, Joanne, they just need to keep hold of this ball and give themselves an opportunity and a breather, really. Here's Ian Hardman then.
You're right there, Ben. They do. They just need to be able to complete this set of 6 with Missy Talapapa taking it is a few metres away from the line. So, yes, even if we don't get over this line, we could do with getting the ball back because we haven't had this ball in hand for a long time. It goes out to the right with Jack Almonroyd. He's wrapped up on the 10-metre line now by 3 Salford defenders. Bit of holding down. That's Featherstone's first penalty of the afternoon. Probably the first penalty because we haven't really had the ball that much. So Andy Ellis takes the tap and Jordan Baldwinson takes the ball in towards those posts, 5 metres away from the line. Plays the ball to Ellis, who brings it out to the left, misses out Griffin, and it goes over. Quick hands to Missy Talapapa, and Luke Briscoe manages to dive on it, and the touch judge has given a knock on there. So perhaps 2 quick hands there from Thackeray and Talapapa. It went out to Briscoe, playing panic football a little bit when all we were saying was they needed to keep hold of the ball and have some possession. And possession's so important at the minute because when Salford are getting it, they're punishing us with it, aren't they?
They are, and they're going to make a change at Salford. We're going to see Craig Kopchak in a minute. So here are Salford. It's George Griffin who's come off for the Red Devils. On comes Kopchak, and here are Salford now, just outside their own 30. Ball's worked right. O'Brien with a pass inside to Kopchak. And that's a delayed pass beautifully there by Josh Jones. Here come the Red Devils again, though. An inside pass. O'Brien able to get the ball away to Evels. Evels puts the kick in. Talapapa takes it. He returns that ball, and Joanne, that's a better defensive set for Featherstone. Great pressure on Niall Evels there, forcing maybe the kick they wouldn't have wanted. And now they've got possession higher up the field than they would have wanted. And here's a break down that right-hand side. Breaks now. It was Duckworth with the break. Craven finds Griffin. Here's Baldwinson, the try scorer, finds Thackeray. Tries to dance inside. Quick play, the ball to Ellis. That's better. Ellis. Rovers 10 metres away. There's a penalty for a high tackle. Jordan Baldwinson's also down in back play as well. But we're starting to see some signs, Joanne, aren't we?
Just needed to have some possession, didn't we? You know, that what was happening before, partly through our own fault, was that Salford were getting set of 6 after set of 6. And when that happens, your defence is going to crack. And what we needed was some possession. And what we need to do when we've got this ball now is to respect the possession and just got a break in play while Jordan Baldwinson receives that treatment. Billy Mallinson on the field giving some instructions, and Tim Spears, and we've got quite a few number of people on the field giving instructions at the moment. Andy Ellis just waiting with the ball, waiting to take the tap. Jordan Baldwinson gets back to his feet. Looks a bit gingerly walking into the line of play. So Ellis goes to Griffin. Griffin drives it forward 5 metres away from the line. Met by a solid wall of Salford defence though. Slow play the ball to Ellis. It gets it to Thackeray, and then it goes out wide to Hardman. Hardman tackled still 5 metres away from that line over on the right-hand side. Salford defence up very quickly there. Comes back over to the left with Thackeray. Passes it to Walters, who drives it forward. We've lost about 5-6 metres there. 10 metres away from the line, goes to Ellis. Ellis out to Briggs. Briggs puts a little side kick in, and it's followed through. And that's a try for Ormonroyd. That's great try. So as it shows, when we get possession near that Salford line, we can score. So that was a great little kick off the side of the boot from Kyle Briggs. And Jack Ormonroyd was following it well and dived over for that scoreline.
A simple try, really, from a Rovers point of view. Through the tackles they went, they worked the tackles well. And then Kyle Briggs with the ball in hand, able to put a kick through. The Salford defence was so slow to react on that right-hand side. Jack Ormonroyd straight through a gap, put the ball down, and Rovers have got their second try of the afternoon. And with 15 minutes left here in this first half, Salford 26, Featherstone Rovers 10. And Rovers showing what they, Salford aren't unbeatable. We can score tries against them, Joanne. And if we can just keep the momentum, tighten up this defence, this is a team that is potentially here. We can get some more points against these.
Another try before half-time. You're looking at a 26-18 half-time score, aren't you? The thing is now is to keep Salford out. We need to get some possession. And when we get the possession up in their half, we make them question themselves. And they aren't that great defensively on their own line out, Salford. So we've just proved that twice now. So, 2 out of 3 times when we've been up in that Salford 10-metre area, we have scored. It's just that we've not been up there very often.
Kyle Briggs with the conversion. So with 14.5 minutes left here in the first half at the AJ Bell Stadium, Salford Red Devils 26, Featherstone Rovers 12. Rovers still open the scoring as early as the second minute with Jordan Baldwinson. 5 tries for Salford since then before the second try for Rovers there. That kickoff is taken by Thackeray now. Here's Darryl Griffin. He gets that ball away to Baldwinson. Andy Ellis waits. Swings it out wide to Briggs. Briggs goes out an extra man. That's good defence, though. Briggs from Acton House can have a scoot. Makes a good 15 metres there. Ellis moves that ball in field. Griffin finds Thackeray. Here's Walters. Thackeray now. Baldwinson. So there's the boot to ball from Danny Craven. Bounces awkwardly. Oh, whoa! Oh, dear me. The referee's penalised John Davis there. He's not happy with that decision at all. The Rovers fans aren't either. What a hit that was by Johnny Davis, which the referee's penalised, Joanne.
I didn't think there was anything wrong with it, actually. I thought it was a well-timed hit. I think it was Junior Sau, wasn't it, who took the ball. It bounced awkwardly, it went up in the air. Junior Sau had his eyes on the ball. John Davis, for me, timed that hit perfectly to put a fantastic fact, that'd go on Barry and Terry's Hits of the Week if it were on Sky TV. And I have no idea why we were penalised for that, Ben. Might be different if I took another look, but I didn't see anything wrong with that at all.
Nothing wrong with that from my point of view either. Again, watch it back on the video, you might see differently, but here are the Red Devils on the back of that, though. Into the Rovers half to go. Rovers unlucky for mine. Here they go, though. Dobson. Oh, that's a beautiful inside pass. Evels is away. Craven comes across. But Evels is over in the corner. Rovers fans tell you what they think away to our left. It's Niall Evels who's over in this right-hand corner, though. And that, from a Rovers point of view, is extremely disappointing. Nothing wrong with the hit from what myself and Joanne saw. But the Red Devils are over on the back of it from Niall Evels. And that's major disappointment for Rovers. With 11 minutes left in the first half. It's Salford Red Devils 30, Featherstone Rovers 12. And Joanne, Rovers have a lot to feel unhappy about with that particular try.
Well, yeah, I mean, Salford still had to score it, you know. However, the penalty should not have, in my book, it was a legal challenge by John Davis. And from going where Salford should have been in their own 10-20 metre area and bringing it out from there, they marched up the field with the penalty. However, it was a sublime pass, wasn't it, that put Niall Evels through to score. You know, Missy Telepapa had come out the line and he actually did put a good hit on the guy who passed it. I didn't see who it was. And it looks like O'Brien's kicked it this time from the touchline. So he's got his eye in at last from that particular area of the field. So there's 11 minutes remaining. And you know what we were saying, we didn't want Salford to score again before half-time. Well, they have. There's still time for Featherstone to get another one in this. But it's certainly a high-scoring game, isn't it? So we've got Salford 32, Featherstone Rovers 12.
A double change for the Reds. On comes on for Luke Burgess. And a double change for Rovers sees the front row rotated. Put on comes Steve Snitch. And off goes Baldwinson and Griffin. That kickoff is taken now, though, by the Red Devils. That's a good drive in. So the Red Devils are in possession on their own 30 now. 5 in from touch on that left-hand side. Here they come. 5 metres made on that drive. Here they come again, though. Through the hands it goes. That's a good half break there by Murdoch Mercilla. And the Red Devils now are into the Rovers half centre field. 5 metres in that Rovers half. Dobson will put a kick over the top. Taken well by Craven, though. And here's that return over on that far side. But good defence, though, from Salford. Duckworth there to run forward into one, not really doing so. Briscoe's away down this right-hand side. Briscoe's away. North inside. A shocking pass. It's not done by Dobson. Bombed an opportunity. Rovers have bombed an opportunity there. It was a superb break from Briscoe. Down this left-hand touchline. The pass inside, you had Josh Walters in support, but the pass inside was awry. Fortunately, from a Rovers point of view, it was knocked on by Dobson, so Rovers escape. But what an opportunity, Joanne.
Luke Briscoe showed some great speed, didn't he? I mean, initially Craven took the ball from the kick from Salford. Craven took it. I thought he shouldn't have passed to Duckworth and should have brought it up himself, actually, but passed to Duckworth. Duckworth didn't really have anywhere to go. He had to go across the line. And on the next play, it came out to Briscoe. Briscoe backed himself, went round the back of Vido along this left-hand touchline, was racing away. Didn't really back himself, though. He sort of slowed up and he was looking for support. It came in the form of Josh Walters, but the pass to him was terrible and Salford did knock it on. So Featherstone have got the ball back, but we're 35 metres away. About 3 tackles left in this set. Andy Ellis passes it. It's driven forward there. So we're now 25 metres away from that line. Snitch plays to Ellis. Ellis with a short ball to Walters, a very flat pass. Walters 25 metres out. It's the last tackle. It goes to Thackeray to the left to Telepapu, who puts a kick in. It's tackled off the ball, but the referee's not seeing anything wrong there. Luke Briscoe wraps the Salford player up, who eventually came up with it. It was Gareth O'Brien. So Salford now on their own 10-metre line, having to bring it away. Luke Cooper in on the tackle with John Davis, and they're 2 good defenders. They clear the ruck quickly. And the ball goes forward. That's taken in there by Junior Sow. What a strong player he is, and he makes some metres forward. It goes to Vido now. Vido's wrapped up by Cooper and Telepapu and Walters. Last tackle, it goes out to O'Brien. He passes it to Dobson. They're playing it. They're going over to the left with Evolds. Evolds goes through. Duckworth's after him, but Evolds is running over to the right-hand side of the field. It is the last tackle. He passes it to oh no, he passes it to Ben Murdoch-Massaila, who just goes in easily. You felt that Evolds looked like he had nowhere to go there. He was running down the left. He came across the centre of the park. Should have got wrapped up, I felt, before he passed it to Murdoch-Massaila. But he did, and you've got a big second rower out there on that right-hand side, and he's not going to get stopped, is he, Ben? So I'm afraid that's another Salford try. 6 minutes left in this game.
I wish there was 6 minutes left in the game. I think you mean in the first half. Yes, another try. Yeah, it is another try for the Red Devils. We've got 6 minutes left to half time. And it's now Salford 36, Featherstone 12. So a try from Murdoch-Massaila. Rovers had looked to have a good set in from a defensive point of view for most of that. And then on that last play, it was just a break on that far side. But as Joanne says, he didn't look to be going anywhere nigh levels for a long time. And then the Rovers cover came across. They put the pass over out to the big second rower who was up against a smaller Rovers player. I can't remember who it was now. The kick is converted by O'Brien. But either way, the try is scored by Murdoch-Massaila. And with 5 minutes left of the first half, Salford Red Devils 36, Featherstone Rovers 12. And from a Rovers point of view, disappointing a lot of these chances from the Red Devils. They haven't really been made to work hard for some of these tries, have they, Joanne?
No, I mean, defensively, some of the things have been put. They see a Salford player breaking the line of defence there from the kickoff, and defensively, there have been some disappointments in the Featherstone Rovers side, but they're going to be tired out there. If you had some stats with you to see what percentage of time that Salford have had the ball in hand, it must be more than double that of Featherstone. Featherstone have had very few sets of 6 this first half. It's been a Salford one-way red machine, hasn't it, this first half? And I think there'll be some tired bodies going into half-time from the Featherstone Rovers side, and Dobson puts the kick in. Craven looks uncomfortable and he spills it. He looked uncomfortable there, did Craven, from that Dobson kick. Referee's given the first knock on, so it will be a scrum to Salford on the 12 metres away from the Featherstone Rovers line. But Dobson's been putting those kicks in all afternoon, and we've not looked comfortable. A variety of Featherstone Rovers players. This time it was Craven. you could tell he didn't move forward fast enough. He looked really uncomfortable, and he got his arms outstretched, and he was never going to catch that ball with his positioning like that, and he didn't. He knocked on. So it's a Salford scrum, like I say, 12 metres away from the line. We've got a Rovers player out there receiving some treatment. It's whoever wears yellow boots. Kyle Briggs, yes, it is. Fluorescent green boots. So Dobson's going to put this scrum in for Salford. It's going to come out to the right with O'Brien. O'Brien passes it to Evalds, who's joined the attacking line. Play the ball goes through towards under the posts, 5 metres away from the line of Salford, in dangerous territory again. The ball's taken. I think that's Logan Tompkins, is it? And I think he's got over. That's another try to Salford. Quite a soft try that time, I must admit. And like I was saying, those Featherstone Rovers players out there are going to be very tired, because all they've done this half is tackle, 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 with an odd foray into the Salford 10 metre. Yeah, it was Logan Tompkins was that try scorer. I thought I recognised the haircut. Got a bit of a shaggy hair thing going on, hasn't he, Logan Tompkins? So Gareth O'Brien probably with one of his easiest kicks of the day to make this conversion. He should make it, so that will bring the 44 points up for Salford in 40 minutes. That's more than a point a minute. Not great stats those, are they?
Not at all, and John Sharp will have a lot of heads down in that dressing room at half-time. So here is O'Brien then with that conversion attempt. Straight between the uprights it goes. So Salford Red Devils with 2.5 minutes left in this first half. Stretch to lead out further. It's now Salford Red Devils 44, Featherstone Rovers 12. So Rovers are going to kick off again now. Kick off from Craven. Taken well enough. And here come the Red Devils then. John Davis with that hit. So here comes Salford, and over their own 30 they come. That's a great drive in from the Red Devils. Can't see who it is. It was Craig Kopchak, it was. Here's O'Brien, just inside the Rovers half. Dobson, he'll put another kick in. I'm not sure, he wasn't going for a drop goal then. But that's, you just said it perfectly then. Probably the first bad kick that Dobson's put in all afternoon, that. And here come Rovers then off that tap. And there's a penalty for not clearing the road. Rovers will take that. Wanting to get on with it quickly. Craven finds touch. We're into the last 60 seconds of this first half. Rovers are going to have a full set in the Salford half. Here's Talapapa. 2 balls on the field. Thackeray finds Snitch. Thackeray again now. Craven moves it out to Ormondroyd. Scorer of Rovers' second try, Jack Ormondroyd. Rovers on the 20. There's another penalty. So Ellis with a quick tap. Here's Cooper now. 10 seconds left in this first half. Briggs. That's behind everybody. Picked up by Thackeray though. He's wrapped up, and that's going to be that. And that is that. Oh, a point fest of a first half is probably the best way I can describe it. Rovers had the dream start. I'll come to Joanna in a minute. A dream start for Rovers with Baldwinson. But then, Joanna, rundown of what's happened in this first half.
I think it'll probably take me all of half-time to go through Salford's scorers, won't it? Yeah, we've seen 56 points scored in this first half. My word. After that promising start from Jordan Baldwinson scoring the try after 2 minutes, I did think it were a bit early for Featherstone Rovers supporters behind those six to be shouting easy, and I think we can safely say that it certainly was. So it was Baldwinson who scored that try, that first try after 2 minutes. Briggs converted, and it all looked so hopeful. Mistake from the kickoff, though, ensued, and Salford got that set of six straight away, and they scored within a minute of Baldwinson. So through Wella Haraki, they scored, made it 6-4. O'Brien converted for 6-6. Junior Sawin, not long after that, O'Brien converted. And then we had tries from Jones and Vido, which weren't converted by O'Brien, making it 20 points to 6 to Salford. Then Junior Saw went in for his second. O'Brien converted that, and that was 26-6 to Salford. Ormondroyd then went in for a try, though, for Featherstone with about 16 minutes remaining, and Briggs converted that, so it was 26-12 to Salford at that point. And that's when I was saying, if Featherstone could have got another try at that point, we were looking at 26 points to 18. We were looking at a scoreline that would be achievable to get back into Salford's face and get back into this game. However, there was the dubious penalty with the John Davies shot then that gave Salford those metres up the field. And after that, we had the try from Niall Evans immediately from the back of that penalty. And O'Brien converted that, made it 32-12 to Salford, and started putting that game out of Featherstone's reach well and truly. We then had a try by Murdoch Masila, quite a soft try, I thought, then, going towards the end of this first half. A Featherstone defence looking quite tired after that relentless Salford possession and pressure. And Salford have more or less lived in that Featherstone half, this first half. And then you'd got a Logan Tompkins try, which was just a typical hooker's try, just a couple of metres out. Tired defence by Featherstone on their own try line. Logan Tompkins went over, O'Brien converted, so it's a half-time score of 44-12. It has been a case of perhaps some Featherstone mistakes, just letting Salford into the game at the wrong parts, especially after that early Baldwinson try. That's where we'd have been looking to get a good set of six straight after that and putting the pressure straight back on Salford. What we didn't do was that, and we spilt the ball, let Salford in, and for me that set the scene and the tone for the rest of that first half, Ben.
Is it nearly time for the second half to start now? What a first half it's been. From a neutral point of view, 56 points scored, and where do you begin to sum up a first half like that? A dream start, like you said, for Rovers. But it's just been that opening spell, those 5 tries for Salford, off the back of that first try, just almost seemed to knock the stuffing out of Rovers a bit, didn't it?
Well, it did. I mean, like I said, like I've just been saying, Ben, the important thing was that we spilt the ball after that first try. That set the scene and the tone for the first half. The most important thing you can do after scoring a try is make sure you complete your next set. And we didn't do that on the first tackle of that next set. So that gave Salford an easy chance. The thing that's disappointed me most has been our defensive efforts in our own 10 and 20 metre area. Like I said, this season, that's been the thing that we've prided ourselves on. I think we finished the league with the least points scored against us out of all the championship clubs. That was an amazing statistic. But in these middle eights, I know we're playing against Super League sides, but that shouldn't make that much difference, you know, to racking more than a point a minute in a first half. in 40 minutes. For me, it's not acceptable really. And like I say, the defensive efforts, and even in the middle of the field, you've seen Salford breaking tackles, and it's just not been good to watch, has it really, as a Featherstone Rovers fan. And I noticed not many were clapping the team off at half-time. I think they're feeling a little bit disappointed, the faithful few that have travelled over here to the AJ Bell Stadium, hoping to see a Featherstone Rovers performance. And we need to put the pride back in that shirt, because at the minute this scoreline's not showing a great deal of pride, is it? There's been glimpses of brilliance when we've had the ball in hand. What we need to do is get that ball in hand.
Going to say, when we've had the ball in those areas, Salford have looked vulnerable. You know, the try that was scored in that first minute, the try that was scored through Ormondroyd, it was a simple kick through from Briggs, but the Salford defence was slow to react to it, and they have looked vulnerable. Rovers just haven't had enough of the ball in those right areas, have we?
No, I mean, like I was saying, I think when Ormondroyd scored that try, I think it was the third time that we'd had the ball in the Salford 10-metre area. First time we scored with Baldwinson. Well, actually, that was a breakaway try, wasn't it? Second time, we made a little bit of a mess and couldn't complete the set of 6. Third time, we scored. So when we get up there, we've got a really good chance of scoring against them. We just can't get up there, and we just can't get hold of any possession. At one point in that first half, like you say, there's 5 Salford tries. It was a case of Salford score, Featherstone kick off, Salford score, Featherstone kick off, Salford get a penalty, Salford score, you know, Featherstone make a mistake, Salford score. So you can see exactly where it has gone wrong if you were doing some analysis of that first half. It's just been a bit of a disaster early. And yes, Salford are a full-time team. You could start to make excuses. Featherstone, they are on the bare bones. There's a lot of injured bodies. I think a few championship sides are experiencing that at the moment, where they can't wait for the season to end. But, you know, you've still got to go out there and perform for those fans that have travelled over here. And Salford have just had it far too easy this first half.
So John Sharp in the dressing room now, what's he got to be saying in there? We've got to try and do something to put a bit of belief back into this team and just try and pick them up after what's been such a difficult first half. What do you say as a coach to try and lift your team?
I think the important thing is for us to respect possession when we've got it. Keep hold of the ball. Don't panic when we have it. Don't try and score a try off every pass. And just keep hold of the ball and get some back-to-back sets of 6. That's what I don't think we've got a back-to-back set of 6 in the first, one back-to-back set of 6 in the first half. That's all we've got. So, you know, that's going to really punish you and tell on a part-time team against a full-time team. You know, you've got to have that ball.
Salford have looked so dangerous across the park, but the biggest threats from them, where the problems are coming from for me is the Dobson-O'Brien partnership in that half-pass. They just had an absolute field day with the kicking from Dobson, the play from O'Brien. They've just absolutely run riot against us, haven't they?
You're right, Ben. Yeah, O'Brien and Dobson in the half-back pairing. Their kicks on the last, they were the reason why Salford were getting so much territory and possession was that those kicks on the last, we weren't dealing with them. Don't know what was going on, but, you know, they're not, well, I don't know. I did say it was spiralling wind, but they didn't look particularly towering kicks. There were little chips. A couple of them were towering ones, but you could tell that our positional play for catching those balls wasn't great. Whether Duckworth was having a bad time of it, I think, out on that right wing with a couple of kicks, and then in the latter stages of the first half, Danny Craven just totally in the wrong position for catching that kick. His positional play wasn't good. We know that Ian Hardman, when he plays fullback, his positional play is excellent usually, and you got to feel that Hardman probably would have taken that. But don't take anything away from Dobson and O'Brien. They're both very good halfbacks, and especially Dobson with those kicks. The other person out of the Salford team who's caused us a lot of problems is Junior Sow. He scored 2 tries. He's breaking the line. He looks so strong. He's like having another forward on the field, isn't he, Junior Sow? So he's another one that has punished us quite a bit out of that Salford team. All around, though, I think they've just been far, far, far superior to us, just by the fact that they've retained so much possession.
I'd love to see what the possession stats were in that first half, because it, like you said during commentary, surely Salford must have had twice as much, 70-30, something like that. Out come the Red Devils. They're going to get first use of the ball in this second half. So Rovers, if they want to take anything from this as well, for the, you know, to go forward, they've got a match next week against Hull KR, who are at the moment are beating London 24-0 down in London at half-time down there. So Hull KR with a win today, and out come the Rovers. It is going to be the Broncos, not the Broncos, sorry, the Red Devils, sorry, who will get possession at the start of this second half. It's going to be a long. Rovers need some points early. If they can get some early scores, they can put a bit of doubt in the Red Devils' minds again. Then, not saying they'll win, but they can get some points back, surely.
Well, I know Huddersfield were losing 48-10 against Lee yesterday, but we're not Huddersfield, with all due respect. So I think we've got, I will say it now, I do believe the game has gone. I think I can quite safely say that what it is about is us getting pride, as Junior Sow nearly knocks on there from the kickoff. But it's about putting pride back into Featherstone Rovers. We don't want another 60 points to 12 scoreline. Salford have lost the ball, though, so that's giving a glimmer of hope. It's a good start by Featherstone Rovers, so let's get back into the game. Featherstone Rovers have got the put-in at the scrum, 12 metres away from that Salford line, so that's an excellent start to the second half for Featherstone Rovers. Kyle Briggs has got the ball. He's going to put the ball in the scrum. Salford just taking the time to form it. Puts it in. Andy Ellis at loose forward gets it out to Thackeray, who takes it to Talapapa. Talapapa just short of the 20-metre line. Goes out to Snitch. Snitch drives it forward. A few more metres. He's wrapped up by 3 Salford players. Andy Ellis goes out to Thackeray to the left, and Danny Craven spins away from the Salford defender, from Josh Jones. He's pushed back down on the floor, so it's a slow play of the ball. It goes out to Thackeray, who brings it inside to Luke Cooper, who gets over the 10-metre line on the 4th tackle. Goes out to Thackeray. Thackeray shows it a little and almost fools Kyle Briggs there, who gets it out and then gets it to Ormonroyd, but he's wrapped up on the 10-metre line. It's the last tackle. And the ball goes to Briggs. What's Briggs going to do with it? Puts a little kick towards the post, but it's taken well there by Salford. So Salford bring it away from the line. It was a decent kick by Kyle Briggs. It was bobbling on the floor, and the Salford player managed to, I think it was Gareth O'Brien, who managed to scoop that ball up and bring it away from his own posts. So Salford on their own 20-metre line. Logan Tompkins passes it on the inside. And they're bringing it up just short of 30 metres now, Salford. Logan Tompkins again with the ball. Goes out to Dobson, who's half tackled by Briggs, but then gets up to play it, and the referee says no. It's a last tackle, so the kick comes in there. And it's taken eventually by Luke Briscoe on his own 20. Stutters a little bit and then is wrapped up. Makes it over to 30 metres, does Luke Briscoe. And that's a penalty there. Well played, Luke Briscoe, because he was wriggling about on the floor, and referee Campbell gives the penalty to Featherstone Rovers. So that's on the Featherstone Rovers 30-metre line, and the kick comes in to touch from Craven. Gets over the halfway line, about 45 metres away from the Salford line. Hardman takes it in. And he's driven it forward. Yeah, it's like a forwards drive was that. He's driven it up to 30 metres. It looks a suspect pass there to Steve Snitch, but referee's not giving anything. So made it over to the 20-metre line with that drive from Steve Snitch, and the ball comes then to Briggs. It's speeded up. It's gone over to the left to Thackeray to Talapapa. Talapapa runs out of room though, and is danger of getting pushed into touch, but he manages to stay in the field of play. That's a terrible pass there to Anthony Thackeray. Thackeray passes it on the inside to Snitch. Rovers going nowhere at the moment. Probably a couple of tackles left in this set. It goes over to Thackeray, who takes it towards the posts. John Davis was taken off the ball there, but it's the last tackle. Craven puts it over to that left-hand corner. And Luke Briscoe went to contest, but it was easily taken, and it was taken in the in-goal area. So it will be a 20-metre tap by Vido, and he takes it up to the 30-metre line. So that attack came to nothing there, Ben.
It did, but Rovers showing signs though, Joanne. You know, keeping the possession, making the Salford defence work hard, and that's what you'd want as your coach at the start of the second half. And we've played nearly 5 minutes, and for me, it's been a better 5 minutes. And here come the Red Devils now. They've put the ball to ground. Cooper's picked it up. So Rovers are going to have another set here in the Salford half. And this has been a much better start to this second half. Here's Craven now. Ellis finds Steve Snitch. Inside to Salford 40 go the Featherstone Rovers again. Ellis goes himself, makes a good 10 metres, maybe more. We've had 5 minutes of this second half. Here's Cooper. Still Salford 44, Featherstone 12. Cooper making good metres. He's 6 metres away now. Salford slow to release him. Thackeray again. Gets the ball out. Rovers are over. It's Josh Walters. Josh Walters with a try for Featherstone Rovers. We've had 5.5 minutes of the second half. It was a brilliant break from Cooper. And then Cooper, the ball swung out left through the hands of Thackeray to Josh Walters, who had a lot to do, but able to get that ball down a couple of metres in from touch. But I said it, Joanne, Rovers, it's about using the ball when you've got it. It's been a much better start to this second half. Possession-wise, working the Salford defence a lot better. And Rovers have got the first points of the half again. It's Salford 44, Featherstone Rovers 16.
Yeah, I was just going to say that, Ben. You did call it the way that we were building up to that, and what we said at half time about respecting possession, and that's what Featherstone Rovers had to do, and not trying to score off every pass, and you know, cutting out the panic play a little bit. And that's what they did there. They respected the possession, and even though we didn't get anything from the previous set of 6, like you said, Salford were having to bring it away from their own try line. And they came up with the mistake in the middle of the field, and we got the ball back, and we've scored the try now. So all good in this second half so far.
So it's going to be Kyle Briggs with the conversion attempt. Here's the kick. It's bounced off the crossbar and out. So Kyle Briggs unlucky with the kick there. But Rovers have got first blood in the second half, as they did in the first. It's Salford Red Devils 44, Featherstone Rovers 16. And what we've got to do now, Joanne, is back this try up, get the ball, complete your set, turn Salford round, and then start again.
It is, and can you hear the Featherstone crowd behind the sticks? They really appreciated that bit of play. You know, they've woken up, they started singing. they're down there in the sunshine, and they're wanting to have an excuse to sing. So that gave them a brilliant excuse there. That's out on the full by Salford. They've done exactly what Featherstone Rovers did in that first half. So that kick from Salford goes out on the full. So it's a penalty to Featherstone on that halfway line. It's like a replica of the first half, but in negative. So yeah, that kickoff went out on the full there. Again, it's trying to go for those high kickoffs for the the defending team to have the sun in their eyes. So yeah, we've not made touch though with our kick from halfway. That's a terrible error, is that? So we get the penalty on halfway. Kick to touch goes from Craven. Easily didn't make it there, did he, Ben? He was going for meters, but really, should we be going for safety and just getting possession? So Salford get a reprieve from that, and they're over the halfway line and attacking the Featherstone 40.
It's a coach killer, isn't it? You know, you can do all that good work, you get your try, you get the kick-off out on the full, so you've got an opportunity to build on that try and get more possession, then you don't find touch. And now here's Adam Warren, gets the Red Devils 15 metres out, 10 in from touch on this left-hand side. Here's Dobson on the last, puts the kick over. Who's that going to be? What's the referee going to say? It's a dropout. So Rovers, their own worst enemies on that occasion. Such a great opportunity from that. You've got to surely think, okay, safety first. You've got to get the ball back. But not finding touch, and I can only imagine what John Sharp's reaction would be to that.
Well, the difference there was when Salford got that penalty in the first half, when we kicked it out on the full, they scored from it. Difference is we try and kick it into touch and absolutely fail miserably with it. So Salford got a back-to-back set of 6 now against us, when really it should have been us up the other end pressing on the Salford line. So Salford 20 metres away. Logan Tompkins with a little dash from dummy half gets it to Dobson. Dobson wrapped up by Davis. It's a good tackle there with help from Andy Ellis down low. Dobson plays the ball. Tompkins gets it out to the right-hand side to O'Brien, who puts an inside pass into Warren. He's a big guy, he's Warren, and that was a great tackle again by Davis. Comes out to Dobson. Dobson puts a lovely little pass in. That's going to be a try to Salford. That's a try to Olsi Krasnicki. Just to the left of the uprights. So, as we say, came from our own mistake. Did that, Ben, didn't it? From that penalty not reaching touch. Salford with back-to-back sets, and they come up with a score from it.
They have indeed. So, we're going to see a double change for Rovers on the back of that. Back are going to come Darryl Griffin and Jordan Baldwinson. Interestingly, we're not seeing anything of Jamie Foster or Sam Day yet this afternoon. But we are going to see Darryl Griffin and Jordan Baldwinson coming back on. So disappointment for Rovers. Our own worst enemy again. Such a good start to the second half with that try. But on the back of our own mistakes, as you said it, and Salford are going to make a change as well. They're going to bring on Robert Louis and also George Griffin comes back on. So if it wasn't bad enough for Rovers, we're going to see the introduction of Robert Louis as well, as that try is converted by O'Brien. So back come Jordan Baldwinson and Darryl Griffin. Off come Cooper and Snitch. Interesting, we haven't seen Sam Day or Jamie Foster yet this afternoon, Joanne.
No, I think we will see Sam Day during this second half. Not sure about that's out on the full. Is that kick-off? So Danny Craven kicking the ball out on the full. So that's a penalty to Salford on halfway. So Salford going to get this ball back. They make the touch with their kick from halfway on that penalty. That's the difference. So Salford going 35 metres away from the Featherstone line. It's going to be another wall of red against the blue and whites of Featherstone. Made it to 25 metres away now. The ball goes forward. And that's a good defence there, though, by Featherstone. Although there's a penalty being given, I'm not sure why. I thought it was good defence myself, but the play was pushed back a good 10 metres, but referee's not giving a signal what he gave it for. He obviously must have shouted held, and we decided to push the player back. But, you know, it's like cut some slack here, Mr. Campbell, with 50 points to 16 behind. So Salford, a few metres away from the post. It looks like they could be in again here, and they are. Wella Hiraki, I think that is, who's got his second try of the game on the back of that penalty. So that's 54 points up for Salford now. If O'Brien kicks it, it's 56. And there's still a long way to go in this half. Still 27 minutes to go to the end of the game. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, my gosh, indeed. We are going to see Sam Day momentarily. But it's my understanding, just going back to the penalty decision that was given, if it was given for pushing back, then fair enough. But surely if that's the case, if he'd shouted held, then anyway.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. It's that rule, isn't it, where if he's shouted held and the players say that they can't hear it, that it's supposed to go back to a play the ball, isn't it, where the original held was brought. And Featherstone are shouting cheat. The fans are shouting cheat down there. Don't think they liked that decision neither. So maybe you've got a point there, Ben.
So Gareth O'Brien then with the conversion attempt. Convert it, he does. So we've still got 26 minutes left here at the AJ Bell Stadium. Sorry, Salford Red, I wish it was that way around. It's Salford Red Devils 56, Featherstone Rovers 16. Joanne's run out of room on a score sheet. But that try off the bat, though, of a kick-off on the full, out on the full. So this time it's taken more central. We have seen the interchange now. Sam Day has come on for Rovers. Off goes Andy Ellis. Red Devils appealing there for holding down. None of that. Dobson with a drop-off pass there. Dobson again, O'Brien moves that ball out wide. Good defence from Rovers on that occasion, though. There's a kick, it's bounced off Rovers. What's the referee going to say? Is it still the last? Walters completes the tackle. They tried the kick on the fourth. Now it's the last. So it's Robert Louis puts the kick in. Taken well by Duckworth. Taken really well by Duckworth, who brings the ball in field, and that's a good return as well. And Rovers now looking to work out from their own 20. And a penalty is won by Briscoe, it was. So Thackeray takes charge this time. He does find touch. Got 25 minutes left here at the AJ Bell Stadium. It's still Salford Reds 56, Featherstone Rovers 16. Rovers then into the 40 to go. Here's Sam Day. That's a great scoop from Day. He's made a good 10 metres there. Johnny Davis moves in, attacking half-back. He finds Baldwinson to Thackeray. Thackeray to Ormondroyd. The ball's come loose, though. Picked up by Salford. Rovers just standing. Eventually complete the set. So Rovers unable to complete that set again. And here come the Red Devils again. Salford make a change. Here goes Dobson. Oh, Rovers, Anthony Thackeray. Take the tackle. That'll do. A mistake from Salford, an offload. Of Anthony Thackeray. A chance Rovers have got now. The 30, Sam Day. Thackeray waits now. He finds Briggs. Briggs is to Craven. Rovers on the Salford 20. Just to the left of those uprights. Now gets Rovers to the 10. Day finds Griffin. Great defence by Salford, though, on that last tackle. Darryl Griffin held up a metre short. But if we're going to turn it over to Joanne, that's the place to do it.
Certainly is, yes. Not a bad drive there from Darryl Griffin. Almost got over the line a bit, actually. Salford have broken that tackle. And we've got a Featherstone Rovers player actually injured during that. I think it could be Jack Ormonroyd. He's getting to his feet now, though. Salford player almost going in touch. So Salford have advanced to the Featherstone Rovers 40 line. I think it could have been Robert Louis who made that break, was it? That broke through the Featherstone Rovers defence there. Very tired effort there from Griffin and Ormonroyd on him. Just broke straight through them. So Salford in a dangerous position again. In the middle of the field, the ball's... Josh Walters going for the last ditch tackle. Craven makes it, but it goes to Dobson. Dobson gets over the line. So that's the 60 up for Salford. 21 minutes remaining. It's Salford Red Devils 60, Featherstone Rovers 16. And that was just excellent backing up there by Salford. Last ditch tackling from Featherstone, but it all came from that break. Down where you said it was a good place to turn the ball over. Darryl Griffin had driven the ball in. It was a good place to turn the ball over indeed, but not when your defensive line lets you down and gets broken. And so Salford scored that try, gone the full length of the field within a few tackles to score that try.
We're going to see the return of Steve Snitch in a moment, and also Jamie Foster's going to make his way onto the field. Interesting to see who Rovers bring off on this occasion. Rovers fans in fine voice away to our left. But the reality of this is, Joanne, we've played 3 of the Super League teams out of the 4, and every one of them so far has put 60+ points on us.
Hard to take, isn't it, as a Featherstone fan, that? Shall we, Batley went to Headingley on Friday night. Leeds put 32 past them. I know Batley didn't get over the Leeds try line, but they only shipped 32 points. I think that's the most disappointing of when we played the Super League sides. Championship sides. I mean, look at Lee. With Batley, it was a 1-point game that we should have won, actually, if we'd have made the right decisions during the game. But I'm not sure why we are shipping in so many points against the Super League sides. Is it a psychological thing? Because they don't seem to be doing that against sides who I'd say are pretty evenly matched with.
Could it be also that we're maybe showing the Super League sides a bit too much respect as well at times? But here are the Salford team again. There was almost another break, but it is knocked on. So Rovers survive on that occasion. Johnny Davis has come off for Rovers. He's taken a well-earned breather. Just trying to see who has come on. Jamie Foster's come on, I think, for Rovers. In fact, now John Davis is coming back on. And Kyle Briggs is coming off for Rovers. So is that going to see, maybe do you think Danny Craven moving in at 6, Hardman dropping back to 1 maybe?
I'd imagine so, yes. That would be the most sensible change around with that. When we interviewed John Sharp after the game last week, we asked him about Kyle Briggs and the reason why he wasn't playing, and he said he was broken from head to toe pretty much, and he was really struggling. It's his first game back today. I'm presuming he hasn't had a bad game. I think the reason why he's being brought off is the fact that he is struggling at the moment, and perhaps it's just a matter of saving him for Hull KR maybe next week now, because this game definitely has gone.
Sam Day then takes that ball from the play the ball. Thackeray puts one in the air. It's a good chase, but well taken. Superb take there by Gareth O'Brien. And here is Salford now attacking down their left-hand side again. Yes, Danny Craven has dropped back to full-back. So here are the Salford team again. So there's a kick over the top from Dobson. Finds the ground. It holds up brilliantly. That's a superb kick from Michael Dobson. Judged to perfection. And there's a great chase. And that's the difference, Joanne, between the two teams for me this afternoon. That kick is a fine example of the difference in class maybe between the two.
I don't know. I think it's been a bit of everything, to be honest. The kicks certainly have been good. It's out to the left now, though, for Featherstone Rovers. Going forward with Josh Walters, 40 metres away from the Featherstone line. It's taken forward by Briscoe. He takes it over halfway. Plays the ball to Talapapa, who gets it to Thackeray. Thackeray to Davis, who then puts a short inside pass the ball goes up in the air on the last. It's taken easily by Evalds, who Evalds has been as sound, hasn't he? Evalds has been sound, hasn't he, this afternoon under that high ball, and maybe that's the difference as well, Ben. You know, it's not just about the kicking, it's about the receiving and whether you've got a safe pair of hands to receive those balls, and in the first half we certainly weren't dealing with them, so maybe that as well, because that was a decent kick up in the air there, and Evalds took it really well. Salford taking it over their own 40-metre line now. Ball's in the middle of the field, comes to Haraki. Haraki is well tackled there, though, by Sam Day. Got down low on Haraki, and Haraki looks like he's picked up a bit of a knock there. So that's a high spinning ball. It bounces on the turf, but Craven picks it up. They did let it bounce there. It could have bounced anywhere because that ball was spinning, but it did bounce up nicely for Danny Craven. Danny Craven plays the ball, so ball's taken up over the 30-metre line. It's a quick play the balls now. Talapapa bounces off. 1-2. Still going is Talapapa, makes it up to halfway. Gets the ball away too, so that's excellent play by Missy Talapapa. Now Snitch has got it. Snitch takes it over the Salford 40-metre line. So 38 metres away from the Salford line. Sam Day takes it himself, makes another 10 metres forward. Ball gets played Anthony Thackeray, passes it to Davis. Davis spins in the tackle, but he is wrapped up there by Haraki. The Thackeray on the last, he puts a little dink in, and it's taken well once again by the fullback, and he just manages to stay in the field of play, even though there's 2 Featherstone tacklers in attendance, and he has gone down injured as Niall Evalds there, so the physio's on to give him some treatment. But Salford going to be playing the ball just a metre away from their own try line.
Much better set that from Featherstone Rovers. A great kick through there on that last tackle. Evalds did so well to take it. Time is called off. Evalds is just getting some treatment, but he is tight to his own in-goal area again. And with 14 minutes left here at the AJ Bell Stadium, still Salford Red 62, Featherstone Rovers 16. But it has been a better second half for Featherstone, not shipping in half, the points they did in the first half. And they're showing up a lot better in the second half, aren't they?
It had to be a better second half, really, didn't it? Certainly, we've had much more of the possession, and we've respected the possession. Looked a little bit more ferocious in defence at times as well. So obviously the half-time team talk has done something with the Featherstone team, and there's been, when we've had the ball as well, we have looked sharper and zippier with the quick play of the balls. So here we've got Salford bringing it away from the 30-metre line. Just made it over there. It's the last tackle. So who's it going to go to? It's passed to Louis. Robert Louis is going to put the kick in. It's a deep kick. James Duckworth's there to take it on the 10-metre line. He picks it up, retrieves it, and runs up to 30 metre. He tries to go around Junior Sow, but then thinks better of it. He checks himself, because he probably would have gone in touch if he'd tried to go around him. Hardman with the ball now, just short of the 40-metre line. Goes to Ormonroyd, who puts the drive in. Ormonroyd plays the ball to Day. Day across to Griffin. Puts the short ball in there to Snitch. Ormonroyd suffering with a bit of cramp out there. He's been down a couple of times now, stretching his legs. A big hit going in there on Josh Walters, but he shrugs it off. He gets the ball away, and Missy Talapapa with the ball. He tries to throw the ball in a pass, but as he does, he gets tackled and the ball goes to ground. So it's going to be a Salford scrum, 15 metres away from the Salford line. Jack Ormonroyd still getting treatment for cramp down there on the field.
Is it an option where you'd think about taking Ormonroyd off with? He's struggling. A couple of times he struggled with cramp this afternoon. He's just getting some treatment down there at the moment. The referee's seen it and called time off. He's back up on his feet and taking his place back in the lineup. Jamie Foster looks like he's going to be coming on momentarily. Interesting, we're not seeing Jamie Foster yet this afternoon until just over 10 minutes before the end of the game. So the scrum is put down. Here's Robert Louis now. He plays that ball, and here come the Red Devils again. Quick hands down this near side and good defence. Here goes Junior Sow again. Dobson from Aston halfback. That's a great pass. The gap was there for a minute, but quickly closed. And there's a penalty for Salford. Jack Ormonroyd's come off. On comes Jamie Foster. So it'll be interesting to see how Rovers work that one. Jamie Foster's worked his way out to that left-hand side, out onto the wing. John?
Just saying Luke Briscoe's coming off the wing into the middle of the field, so just wondering if he's gone into second row. We'll have a look, see how that pans out. But at the minute, in the defensive line, he looks to have taken the position of a second row. Anyway, Salford 10 metres away from the line. And that's an excellent, strong run. I think it could even be a try there from Murdoch Masila for his second try of the game. He's so strong from a short distance away from the try line, isn't it? Try distance away. He's a big, strong guy, that bloke, isn't he? Ben Murdoch Masila, and he's got his try there. Salford 66, Featherstone Rovers 16, kick to come. 9 minutes remaining in the game. Actually 10.
Just showing the strength there, Ben Murdoch Masila. The difference, again, such a strong runner. Rovers look to be out on the feet at the moment. It's been a real tough lesson this for us this afternoon. Murdoch Masila able to get over the all-too-familiar sides, unfortunately, this afternoon, of Gareth O'Brien with the ball on the kicking tee now. Time is called off with 9.5 minutes left. Rovers have got making another change. Back comes Luke Cooper and off comes Darryl Griffin. Looks like the unsuccessful conversion. So Luke Cooper has come on for the remaining 10 minutes or so of this match. And it's Salford 66, Featherstone Rovers 6. Dean. And
Rovers with a kick-off there. It's taken by Haraki. All familiar sight of Salford bringing the ball up. Featherstone Rovers fans still singing down to our left. All credit to them. They've not given up the ghost. They're going to enjoy the day. So anyway, the ball comes to Tompkins, who then passes it on the inside to Louis. Salford bringing it up to the halfway line now. Rovers still out there defending. And a short ball, but the Salford player is tackled well there in the middle of the park by Sam Day, but there's a ball to Evalds. Evalds going through, Craven tackles, but the ball gets out there. So another Salford try, and that brings up their 70. Oh, we knew it was going to be a big score today, but 70, gosh.
gosh, indeed. Superb hands, and Rovers are a tired team now. It was a great break by Niall Evalds, and it's Josh Jones who scores the try this time. With his second of the afternoon. We've got a change of goal kicker. We have Robert Lewis taking over the... It's Robert Lewis who's taking over the kicking responsibilities now. Gareth O'Brien has actually come off the field. That's why now. If anybody's earned a breather today, he has. Between him and Michael Dobson, they have absolutely run the show this afternoon. So Robert Lewis then with the conversion attempt. And he's missed it. So no goal to that try. So it's 7 minutes left here at the AJ Bell Stadium. It's Salford Red Devils 70, Featherstone Rovers 16. And once again, is it the three Super League teams we've played? Haven't we scored 16 points each time? I might be wrong, Or did we score 16 against Leeds or not? Sure, we scored 16 against. Anyway, while Joanne just looks at that, there's the kickoff. And here is Salford trying to milk the penalty there. Owen Cooper. That nearly kicked off then between Cooper and Logan Tompkins. And there is a penalty. Josh Walters says, what for, sir? And here are the Salford team again now. 12 metres out again. With Murdoch Masilla looking for a hat-trick. There's another penalty. Josh Walters needs to be careful. He was too quick away from marker there. And the Red Devils now under the sticks. Dobson with a quick pass, but that's good. Better defence from Rovers. Tompkins gets the ball out the back door. Rovers, though, on this occasion wrap up well on Josh Jones. And still going Salford. Salford players on this near side want it swung out left. Dobson now looks like he's going to oblige. And here he does. There's Robert Louis. Dobson. Oh, John Davis has got hands to that. What's the referee going to say here? Is let play go. So Rovers have come up with possession, and you thought there that Robert Louis may have picked up or not, maybe?
I thought he had, because he just fell to the floor, but it wasn't. It was an involuntary tackle. I think he fell to the floor because he thought that he was going to be pulled up for obstruction, but the referee didn't give it. Anyway, Featherstone get the ball, and they're bringing it away from their own 20-metre. Ben's just asked me to decide the man of the match. I'm going to ask you to give that one today, Ben, because I always decide man of the match. So I'll let you descend. I'll let you decide that one. We've just got an injury here. I think there could have been a clash of heads maybe down there. Can't see who it is. The Featherstone Rovers player who's got an injury there. The physio is in attendance. No. It's Sam Day who's picked up a knock. 3 minutes remaining. It's Salford Red Devils 70, Featherstone Rovers 16. A bit painful saying that scoreline, I must admit. Thackeray with a little kick over the top. Bit of inventiveness. Duckworth catches it. He kicks again from the right-hand touchline. Josh Jones goes for it, but he makes a bit of a meal of it. Actually, it was Josh Griffin. It was the wrong Josh, that. Sorry, I do apologise. Josh Griffin made a bit of a meal of it, but it went backwards, and Salford have managed to come away with it. That looked a forward pass, and he's given it as the referee. So Salford have given a forward pass away on their own 30-metre line. So Featherstone are going to have a scrum. 3 minutes remaining in this game. As I said, 70 points to 16. It looks like Andy Ellis might be returning onto the field as well for this last few minutes. So that could indicate that Sam Day did pick up quite a bit of a knock, and they're bringing him off as a precaution. He's certainly not formed. He's not packed down in this scrum, hasn't Sam? Wella Haraki gets the Salford man of the match. Thackeray with a pass to Talapapa. Talapapa gets it out there to Jamie Foster, who gets the ball back into Talapapa. Not sure why Jamie Foster, I think he perhaps was going to get bundled into touch. The referee's given a penalty to Featherstone, so the tap's taken. Almost a try out there on the left-hand side for Featherstone. Anyway, the ball comes out to the right, and it goes to, Luke Brisket. James Duckworth knocks the ball on. It was, to be fair, it wasn't the best of passes there. I think it was from Ian Harmon, wasn't it? And It wasn't the best of passes out there to James Duckworth. He's a tall lad and he had to stoop to his bootlaces to pick it up. If it had been a decent pass, it'd have been over that try line and Featherstone would have got their 20 up. I mean, it would have been purely consolation points in this game, would that? But it was close to a try. So we're close to a try, both out on the left and the right there. Andy Ellis has come onto the field to replace Sam Day. So he obviously did pick up that knock and not able to continue. So Salford putting in at this scrum. They bring it out on the blind side of the scrum, but Featherstone Rovers tacklers wrap the player up. Junior Sow plays the ball very slowly, does Sow there. He's looking as though he's hobbling a little bit, so the physio comes on to him. Just 1 minute 46 seconds remaining in this game, and the ball comes loose and it is pounced on by Featherstone. So Featherstone going to finish this game with the ball in hand, maybe even with a score. Come on, let's get 20. Yeah, Ben says we could end up getting the first and last try of the game here. We have to look for the silver linings in the cloud, don't we? So the ball goes over to the left there. It almost looking for an interception there with Salford, but they didn't get it. But it meant that Featherstone didn't make much ground on that tackle. 10 metres away from the Salford line on the last. So the ball is played. Ben says go for the one. Thackeray puts a little grubber kick through. Josh Griffin picks it up easily. And he brings it forward 25 metres to the 20 metre line, sorry. Salford bringing it forward now. So 44 seconds remaining in this game. John Davis put a good hit in. He asked me about my man of the match. I'd probably give it to John Davis. He's tackled his heart out this afternoon, as he usually does. It's good to have him back. But he would be the man of the match. Robert Louis trying to take the ball forward there, but he's lost it. And Jamie Foster picks it up. It was a free play. He tried to kick over the top there of Adam Waln, but Adam Waln knocked on. So Adam Waln took the ball, so it was the end of the free play. So it's a scrum to Featherstone Rovers. As that full-time here it goes. So the attendance here today is 1,759. Not a massive crowd here at Salford, is it? But they've seen the Salford Red Devils beat Featherstone Rovers very convincingly today by 70 points to 16. It's been a game of one-way traffic, really, with the odd glimpses of good play by Featherstone Rovers, but it's just been all too easy when Salford have got near that Featherstone Rovers try line. And sportingly, one of the Salford players there goes up to the Featherstone Rovers fans and claps them as well for coming today. So I thought that was really good of, I think it was Josh Griffin himself, actually, brother of Darryl, went up to the Featherstone fans and actually thanks for coming today, which I thought was a nice gesture.
A really nice gesture that from Josh Griffin. You often see the players applauding their own fans, but after what's been a very difficult afternoon, for Salford players like that to show their appreciation for the opposition fans who have made the effort as well, says a lot about the Salford players as a team and as individuals as well, doesn't it?
It does. He didn't need to do that, didn't Josh? And it was good of him to go over there because the Featherstone fans haven't stopped cheering their side all afternoon, and they're still doing it now. They're proud of their team. It's really disappointing to be on the back end of a scoreline like this, and I know we've probably been quite scathing in this commentary, but you've got to remember where Featherstone Rovers have come from. And what we have to do is learn from these games, make our team stronger for next year. We've got 2 more games left in these middle-eights now. We've got Hull KR at home next week. Please come out. Please be loud and proud. The actual fact that we're playing against Super League sides, we never thought part way through the season that we 2/3 of the way through the season, we'd even be in this, after the Sheffield defeat, we never thought we'd even be in this position of playing Super League sides. We have come the fourth out of the championship, you know, so we were the bottom of the middle eight going into it, really. So, yes, okay, we've lost 70 points to 16. It's important that we still come out to support this side, celebrate the achievement that they've had of getting into the middle eights, and then look to build for next season. Like I say, we've got 2 games left, and I'm sure that John Sharp will be doing a lot of rebuilding with his team, and his full intention is for this team to finish in the top 4 next season, and that will do a lot better. Look at Lee, they finished bottom of the middle eights last year, and they're now promoted to Super League. Just need an odd £3 million to be invested in the meantime, I guess.
Indeed. So a very disappointing effort from, well, not effort, but results, sorry, this afternoon for the Featherstone Rovers. They have come out on the wrong side of another heavy defeat to a Super League team. It was 44. Rovers were behind at half-time. No, so Rovers had a heavy defeat at half-time. Came out a bit stronger in the second half, showed glimpses of what they are capable of, but it is full-time here at the AJ Bell Stadium, and it has finished Salford Red Devils 70, Featherstone Rovers 16.